friends, Vika here. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I want to be reading in July. So every month I pick a book from both of these jars and read those books, or try to read those books for the month. And one of these jars is books I have unread on my bookshelf, and the other is the 19 books I want to read in 2019. That way I just get through the books like unbiasedly kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. So this is my unread jar, TBR jar. And so I really should update it. I haven't put in like all the recent purchases I've made in this jar as of late, but I really should. And so the first one is Ally by Anne Banks. So I'm gonna go grab that off my bookshelf real quick. So the first book that I got chosen in my unread TBR jar is Ally by Anne Banks. This is the second book in a series. I think it's actually just a duology, so it's the conclusion of a duology. It's this fantastical world about this princess who basically runs away, and she has this gift and she's trying to hide her gift so she's not exploited for her gift as she was back in her homeland. I didn't know if I was ever gonna get to this book. I just purchased it because it was on sale at Book Outlet, I believe, and so I just grabbed it. So I'll be reading it this month, I guess. So next, let's pick a book from my 19 to read in 2019. I've actually been doing pretty well on this. I feel like I've read half of the books I wanted to, and we're halfway through the year, so that's perfect. And the first book is a Stephen King novel. I actually will throw this one away. I realized throughout this year that I don't actually want to read Stephen King just because I have been reading some thrillers, and it's just not my genre. Like, I feel like I can work up to a Stephen King novel maybe towards the end of the year, but not right now where I'm at. It's just too gruesome and scary for me, and I know myself, and that's just not something I will enjoy. So actually, I will put this back. Should I put it back in? I don't know. I'll put it off to the side and see what you guys think in the options below. If you guys think there's like a certain Stephen King novel that I really should read, put it in the comments below. So we're gonna do another one. Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I actually read this past month, so I don't know what is going on. Let's go for another one because why not? I actually read so much. To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Okay, I can do that. So I actually I do own a physical copy of To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, but it's at my apartment back at where I go to school. So I don't have a physical copy to show you. I can't tell you much about it. That's literally it. It's a classic. I just wanted to read it. That's it. So let's get into the books that I have pre-selected that I want to be reading this coming month of July. So these next two books were picked in my TBR jars, and I didn't get to them for like 2 months. My dog is like staring across the room at me. It's like, what are you doing? Oh well, but I didn't read them, but I did start this one. I got quite a little bit through it, and I was reading it during like a thunderstorm because this is like a mystery novel, and it was so nice, and I was like drinking my tea, and then the lights went out. I was like, oh, I can't read it anymore, but it's okay. This is the second book in a series. This is the first one. This is mystery. This is fantasy. Yeah, that's about it. I really don't want to say anything else about those books because I've like mentioned it every single month, like, oh, these are the books I'm reading, this is what it's about. So if you guys are really interested in what those books are about, I'd recommend watching a previous video of mine, a previous TBR video, because I do mention them because I've been putting them off. My bad, I'm sorry. I know I'm bad. The next book I want to be reading is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, and I know this is a fantasy futuristic novel where basically the earth is destroyed and the seasons are like whack, I guess, and they're attacking the earth, and then there are people who can control the seasons or certain elements, and I think that that's what it's about, but all I know is that this is amazing. It's a winner of a Hugo Award. I know all of the books are winner of Hugo Awards, and so like I'm sold. It sounds amazing, it sounds cool, and I can't wait to get to it. This next book I'll be reading for the coming month of July is The Death Cure by James Dashner. I was gonna get to it this month. Maybe I still will. There's like 3 days left of this month of June, but as of filming this video, but I don't think I will. It should be a quick read. This is the 3rd book in the series. I thought there was only 3 books in the series. Turned out there's like 6. Every single time I like mention this, or like if someone mentions it, they're like, oh, what book are you on? I'm like, I'm on the 3rd book, and they're like, oh, there's like 6, and like I feel like every single time I hear something about the series, like it increases by 1 book. I'm just like, what? That bugs me so much when authors feel like they can just like scam you into buying more books because you already invested that much time into the series. Like, why not do like a prequel to the series or like a sequel to the series kind of thing? Like, do other spin-offs, and that really bugs me. I'm not gonna lie, it just feels like a way to make a quick buck. That's my tea. Next book I'll be reading is Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment by James Patterson. This is the first book in the Maximum Ride series. I never read this. I didn't know it existed as a kid, but my friend Brandy, she really loved this series, and she said that this was the reason she became a bookworm, so to speak, and recommended it to me. And I know this is more like for middle grade level, so I should get through this really quickly, and I feel like this is a good book to just read right before I go on my trip. This next book I'll be reading for the month of July is every month I read a series of unfortunate events novel, a book from the series, and so I'm on book 4 currently, The Miserable Mill by Lemony Snicket. I don't feel like I need to explain what this one is about. It's just about a series of unfortunate events that happened to these 3 orphans. That's basically it. This next book I'm not explicitly reading for the month of July. I am currently a little bit halfway through The Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is the 2nd book in the Farseer trilogy. I just know I'm not gonna finish it because this is actually a pretty big book. There's a lot to it. There's over 600 pages, and I'm halfway through. I'm like on page 350 something. Yeah. 361, and I honestly don't think I'm gonna finish it this month, and so it's just gonna be leaking into this month of July. I don't know why I just talk like that. It's cool, but I want to take a moment to show you like my book marks. They're so cute. They're like little magnets, and they have puppies on them. It's pretty great if I say so myself. So those are the books I'll be reading for this coming month of July. I will be out of town for the last 2 weeks of July. I'll be abroad. I will be in my family's home country of Ukraine, and I will be bringing my Kindle. I don't think, maybe I'll bring like one of these books that whatever to get into, but I do not want to bring a stack of books with me on vacation. So I'll bring my Kindle, and maybe I'll be downloading stuff along the way. So what I end up reading this month might be very different from this, or might be a lot greater than this. And yeah, so I am super excited, and I will see you all soon. I hope everyone's having a great summer, and stay safe on 4th of July.